In this video, I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite tips for how you can audit yourself during this uncertain time. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book, Get Social Smart. It's episode 190 of the Get Social Smart show. And over the last few weeks, we've been sharing with you some tips and tools and strategies for what to say and what to post on social media during a pandemic, during these uncertain times, because as I've said in other videos, we are in uncertain times, which I know is a cliche. We're all kind of tired of hearing that, but the elephant in the room is it's true, right? There's a lot happening in the world. We've got a pandemic, there's an election year, there's a whole lot happening. So one of the things that I think you can do really, that's a really important thing right now is to kind of take a step back. And right now is a great time to take a step back and to do what I call a self-audit to evaluate what's working and what's not working when it comes to your social media profile. So that's what this video is all about. Now, by the way, I would just encourage you, if you enjoy our videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell button to get notified when we have new videos that come out each and every week. And make sure you watch the last few videos. We'll drop those links below so you can check those out, because we give you a lot of tips and tools and strategies on what to say, what not to say, some do's and don'ts, some examples, and some really important things. And this is kind of the last piece of that series. Okay, so we're talking about a self-audit. First of all, the word audit is a little scary, but what do I mean by that? Well, I really believe that at least once or maybe even twice a year, it's a great opportunity to take a step back to reflect on what's worked and what's not working on your social media. So I'm going to share with you a few tips on how to do that. Okay, tip number one, Google yourself. This is one of the easiest things to do. So go to Google and log out. If you have a Google account, log out and then Google yourself. And when you Google yourself, you want to Google yourself with your name in quotes. So if I'm Googling myself, I would search Katie Lance, right? Not just Katie, not just Lance, but Katie Lance. And then what you want to do is you'll see everything that comes up. You'll see, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, you'll see all the different things that pop up. Then what I encourage you to do is open up each one of those tabs. And when you open up each one of those tabs, you're going to see all of your social media profiles on display. And what you're going to look for is things that are outdated. Is it time to update your photo? Is it time to update your contact information? I always say don't be a secret agent, right? You want to make sure you've got your website, your email out there. The verbiage about describing who you are, is that updated? It always amazes me. Anytime I've done this with other agents and some of our clients, there's always invariably things that are a little outdated. So take a few minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes, do a little bit of a self-audit, Google yourself, and see what comes up. And specifically, we want to look at those top kind of 5 to 10 things that pop up, and then take a few minutes to update those photos, maybe those cover photos. You might use a tool like canva.com to kind of spruce up your cover photos. Again, you want to look for your contact information and just some of those basic things to make sure that if someone finds you, what they're looking at is something that's up to date and accurate. Okay, so tip number 2 is, again, look to make sure everything is accurate. So you Googled yourself, you've pulled everything up. Now you really want to take a hard look and go through each profile. And, like I said, I usually pick 5 to 10. So you're going to find your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, you'll probably find your Yelp, maybe Realtor.com, Zillow, whatever you've set up. And you want to kind of take a hard look, kind of go through it and really make sure it's accurate. You might even have someone else, like a dear friend or a loved one, kind of go through that and say, hey, does this look right to you? Does this sound like me? And you want to make sure that you're consistent and you're accurate with each one of those sites. That's a small thing that makes a really big difference. Because don't forget, we're kind of leaving these digital breadcrumbs. As we get Googled, just like all of us get Googled, we have these digital breadcrumbs. We want to make sure each one of those breadcrumbs is up to date and accurate. Okay, tip number 3. So we've Googled ourselves, we've opened each tab, we've taken a hard look, and we want to figure out what are some things we should change and not change. So my tip number 3 is you want to make sure you're really updating your contact information and your photos. I think those are 2 of the most important things. I cannot tell you how often I go to an agent or broker's Facebook page or Realtor.com page or whatever it might be, and they have like the stock photo. It's like that egg head. It's not really a picture. It's like a blank avatar. You want to make sure you've got an updated photo. That's really, really important. You want to make sure you've got your contact information. That's equally as important as well. So it's a small thing that can make a really big difference. And right now, during these uncertain times, I encourage you to set aside 20, 30 minutes minutes, maybe even an hour right now as you're listening to this to do a little bit of a self-audit. Now, as a bonus tip, I would also say now might be a great opportunity to deactivate some of those pages. So if you've got a page up, let's say you've got a Twitter account up, and maybe you never go on Twitter, and I know a lot of agents who set up a Twitter account, they never go on Twitter, or worse yet, they have like this automated feed, which means like, I go on your Twitter and I just see this automated feed of all your listings, which kind of tells me the lights are on, but nobody's home, right? And I actually think that's worse than being really active. So as you're, kind of doing a little bit of an audit on yourself, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm going to deactivate some of these profiles that I'm never going to use, I'm never using. And you can always reactivate them at some point, which I think is important. One last thing, I think this is another bonus tip I'm just going to throw in there really quick, is as you're doing this audit on yourself, you might also go to your website and look to see where do you have your social media icons on your website. I cannot tell you, so often I'll go to an agent or broker's website and right on their homepage, they've got their Facebook icon, their Twitter, their LinkedIn, right? All your icons. And I will click on them, and so often one of the links is broken or two of the links is broken. So this is just a tiny thing, but as you're doing this sort of self-audit, check to see where are your social media profiles listed. If they're listed in your email signature, are those accurate? If they're listed on your website, are those accurate? And again, just a great time of year, once or twice a year to do that. And I think honestly, right now, when we are in the middle of these uncertain times and you're wondering about what to post or what to say, and maybe you've got a little bit of downtime perhaps, now is a great time to do a little bit of a self-audit on yourself. All right, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever done a self-audit? Let me know, yes or no, in the comments below. And if you have any questions for me, please let me know as well. Like I said in the beginning, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell button because we have new videos that come out each and every week. Now, on a side note, if you're looking for additional tips, tools, and resources when it comes to social media, head on over to katielance.com. Check out our free resource library. We have tons of free resources that are going to help you really jumpstart your social media now and in the future. Thanks so much, everyone. Stay safe, stay well. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.